thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our community. Thank you for supporting ABNY. Your generosity fuels our programs all year round to help shape our city. Given our honorees tonight, it is clear what the theme is. It is about quiet power. It is about effective power. It is about elegant leadership who gets things done, who understand in their determined and focused way that they are fighting for all of us. They each have massive accomplishments, each have achieved great things by selfless focus on New York. And to me, that's the spirit of ABNY. Showing up, ready to help, as a true partner that's in it for the people and not about the popularity. Because the challenges thrown at us each day somehow get harder and harder, somehow get more complicated. Work is changing, cities are changing, but our values at ABNY never change, and the values of our honorees certainly have not changed. In moments like these, we have the greatest potential to draw on those values and impact the policies that address our biggest challenges, like our need to rebuild the middle class, ensuring that New York is affordable, that it's fair, that you could live, work, and raise a family, not just in your generation, but your kids and your grandkids. But tonight, we're going to put policy aside, we're going to celebrate a little, and say thank you to you as our community. And we are grateful to our honorees. City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams. She has a hard job, but she's shown that it's possible to bridge ideological divides and bring disparate legislators together to solve our most pressing problems. That's not easy. Pfizer and its chairman and CEO, Albert Bourla. Pfizer's scientists and doctors developed the COVID-19 vaccines that saved millions of lives and helped pull our city out of the pandemic, basically making the impossible possible. And ABNY's very own Frances Resheske. I mean, it's great to see a moment like this, to see somebody as amazing as Frances, as low-key as Frances, that we can celebrate her with so many friends and colleagues. Frances, we love you. ABNY would not be ABNY without you. So thank you. So congratulations to all our honorees, and thank you. Now to present our first award, it's my pleasure to invite my good friend and fellow Nepo baby, Mr. New York, Bill Rudin, to the stage.
So tonight, on behalf of ABNY, my family, my daughter's here, Samantha, many colleagues from Rudin Management, it's my honor and privilege to present the Lou Rudin Founders Award this evening to New York City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams. As many of you know, the Lou Rudin Founders Award was named after my late father, who along with Stephen's dad, Howard, and many others, created ABNY back in the dark days of the 70s. And we created this award to honor people who followed in their footsteps and understood the importance of public-private partnerships and rolling up their sleeves to work together to solve the complex issues that we all face. And within that role, our speaker has shown true leadership and understanding of what it takes to make this city to be the greatest city in the world, the best place to live, work, and visit. The speaker is the first black speaker of New York City Council, and she got elected in January of 2022. She was elected to the City Council in 2017, where she quickly showed her incredible skills in focusing on housing, economic development, and many initiatives. The speaker is a champion for expanding affordable housing, supporting small businesses, increasing funding for public education throughout the city. Her leadership has been instrumental in improving the lives of countless New Yorkers. I am proud to present the Speaker Adams with the Lou Rudin Founders Award, and particularly significant, it recognizes individuals who have made significant impact on our city, tirelessly dedicated to serving their communities. Congratulations, Speaker. You are a true champion of the people of New York City, and your unwavering commitment to public service has improved the lives of so many. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Speaker of the City Council, Speaker Adams.
Wow. It's great to feel so huge. What a big thing that Big Apple in a small form can do to one person. Good evening, everyone. And thank you so much, Steve, for that wonderful, warm introduction and for your leadership in steering New York City towards the equitable future that we all deserve. I want to thank you, Bill, for presenting me with the Lou Rudin Founders Award in memory of your father and ABNY's very first chairman. Thank you so very much. Lou Rudin's legacy lives on today as members of ABNY continue the work of strengthening our communities by coming together to tackle the most pressing issues facing New Yorker. Yes, I am City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams, and I'm so honored to serve alongside New Yorkers and my wonderful council colleagues as the first ever women majority and the most diverse council in the history of the city of New York. Our representation is not only historic in name, our values have empowered us to deliver for New Yorkers and communities that have experienced underinvestment in far too long. Some of you may know this, but Melva, you know I never intended to run for public office. Never. Don't tell anybody, but I hate politics and I hate politicians. When I first got involved with my community board in Southeast Queens many years ago, I joined that community board with just one intention, and that intention was to give back to the community that raised me. I imagine that as service-oriented people and members of ABNY, you too share this sentiment that we must leave this world much better than the way we found it. Whether it's equity in education, economic stability, or racial justice, there's so much that demands our attention. For over 50 years, ABNY has led and built a robust coalition to tackle the most pressing issues of our time. Much of ABNY's success is owed to its persistence and commitment to solving these issues together as one community. That's why ABNY has been able to accomplish so much, because what often seems too big to change alone is always possible when we work together. The change we seek can take years, decades, and even lifetimes. Yet we don't do this work just for us. Service is an intergenerational promise. It's a commitment to each other, to our communities, and to our future. Even if we don't see the fruits of our labor in our lifetime, these seeds are still worth planting, just as our ancestors did for us, and just as we are doing for our future generation. I look forward to our collective work ahead because I believe that by working together, we can bring about the change that New Yorkers so richly deserve, the change that New Yorkers have been waiting for a very, very long time. Thank you so much, ABNY. Thank you so much for receiving me. Thank you for this great honor this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And one, for being inspirational. Two, for being loved by Melva, which is hard to do, as I find out from time to time. And three, for doing what she said she would do, which is making New York better for all of us. Our next honoree, we would all literally not be here without this company. And it's Pfizer and its CEO, Albert Bourla. In 2019, year before the pandemic, they decided to reinvest in their research and development in the thought that it would pay off in a long way down the road, where in fact, it was something we needed right away. Normally it would have taken 8 to 10 years to develop a vaccine. They did it in just 9 months. 9 months after they started, at Northwell LIJ, Nurse Sandra Lindsay got the first vaccination. So they gave us hope in a time we needed it, and for that we are grateful. and it also has the beauty of, we could say, it was made in New York. Second thing about Pfizer, they could have moved. Their lease was up. They were in Midtown, and they decided to move across town to Tishman Speyer's lovely Spiral on Hudson Yards, recommitting keeping 2,400 jobs here. Truth is, Pfizer could have gone anywhere, right? And it wouldn't have been hard for them. And so we're really grateful that they stayed. So I will say the CEO, Albert Bourla, had to go to Europe, so he will not be here. But we are very lucky that Pfizer research scientist Kristen Tompkins, who was part of the team that developed the COVID-19 vaccination, will be here to accept on behalf of the company. We'll show a short video for Albert, and then we'll turn the mic over to Kristen.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm sorry I cannot be with you in person today. Congratulations to my fellow award recipients, Speaker Adrienne Adams and ABNY Board Member Frances Resheske. Both are shining examples of what it means to be devoted to a cause bigger than one's self. I'm honored to be in your company and to accept this Apple Award on behalf of my fellow 80,000 purpose-driven Pfizer colleagues, almost 2,400 of whom are here in New York and who help deliver on our purpose of breakthroughs that change patients' lives. And Stephen, I would be remiss if I did not mention the unmatched contributions of your dear father to New York City. No person did more than Howard to make this city so vibrant, exciting, and important. In thinking about Pfizer and New York, I'm struck with how much there is in common. Both are truly immigrant stories. Pfizer's co-founders, Charles Pfizer and Charles Erhardt, immigrated from Germany to the US in 1848. The following year, they opened the first Pfizer location in Brooklyn, when they began producing the company's first medical breakthrough. It was the beginning of a relationship with this great city that has lasted for 174 years and counting. Even though Pfizer is a global company, we consider New York our home. It is a privilege to be here and to be part of what makes this city so unique. With that comes a responsibility to give something back, to be a force for good, and in our case especially, to help keep New York healthy. That's why we partner with ABNY, which under Melva Miller's leadership is having such a positive impact in all 5 boroughs every day. Some have called New York the most important city in the world. You would get no argument from me. And if that's true, it's because of more than New York's size and scale. It's because of our spirit, resilient, innovative, compassionate, proud of our history, and enthusiastic about our future. That's the spirit of New York, and what makes this great city so special, and why all of us need to continue to do whatever we can to leave this city a little better than we found it. To that goal, Pfizer remains firmly committed. Thank you for this honor. It is deeply appreciated. Stay well.
Please give a warm ABNY welcome to research scientist Kristen Tompkins for the heroic work of Pfizer around the vaccination.
Thank you, everyone. As usual, Albert said it best, but I would just like to add that I am just so humbled and honored and excited to be here with all of you and other Pfizer colleagues today. We're all very proud to be a part of a company that has made such a commitment to this great city And I'm looking forward to delivering this award to Albert, and know that it will occupy a perfect space in our beautiful headquarters at Hudson Yards. So thank you so much.
So I have the pleasure and the great honor of introducing our next speaker, Tim Corley, the CEO of Con Edison. Tim is a true leader in the industry of energy, and we are really fortunate to have him with us this evening. As CEO of Con Edison, Tim has overseen the company's efforts to provide safe, reliable, and sustainable energy to millions of customers in the New York City area. Tim is leading the charge of Con Ed's clean energy commitment to combat climate change. Through its clean energy businesses, Con Ed has invested more than $6 billion in renewable energy projects. Today, Con Ed is the second largest solar energy producer in North America. Under his leadership, Con Edison has made significant investments in renewable energy and energy efficiency, helping to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change. But Tim's commitment to sustainability extends far beyond his work at Con Edison. He's been a vocal advocate for clean energy and environmental protection, serving on numerous boards and committees focused on promoting sustainable practices and policies. He's also been a huge supporter of education and workforce development projects, something very near and dear to us here at ABNY. Recognizing that skilled base and an educated workforce is essential to the city's continued success. And we think about the challenges of keeping New York's affordable housing for all. We are proud that we have a champion of affordable housing initiatives, recognizing the importance of ensuring that all New Yorkers have access to safe and affordable housing. Tim's dedication to sustainability and innovation is truly inspiring, and we are fortunate to have him as a leader in our city. So please join me in welcoming Tim Corley to the stage to introduce our next honoree. Thank you, Tim, for your unwavering commitment to cleaner, greener, and a better New York for all.
That was too nice. That was too nice. So good evening, everyone. I told Melba that was too nice. We're really here to honor Frances. So good evening, and thank you, Stephen and Melba, and the entire ABNY community for having me here tonight. I'm quite honored to present the David N. Dinkins Lifetime Achievement Award to my friend and colleague and ABNY's Vice Chair, Frances Resheske. So Frances spent the last 23 years of her career at Con Edison, where I got to see firsthand the impact of her deep knowledge and experience, her compassion and love for New York City, and her loyalty and devotion to doing the right thing. At Con Ed, Frances spearheaded the development of our clean energy commitment, outlining the steps we will take to lead the clean energy transition for New York, for our customers, and our company. She played an instrumental role in moving the company through a number of pivotal points, including our response to 9/11. Her devotion to our employees was very evident when Frances fought for and won first responder designation for our service crews. After Hurricane Sandy, Frances and her team were on the front lines, communicating with city officials, emergency responders, and the media, helping stakeholders understand the magnitude of the impact of that event and reassuring our customers with our recovery plans. Frances helped our company navigate so many challenges throughout her career with us, and her leadership and stewardship made Con Edison much better. Personally, Frances has had an incredible impact on my development as a leader. As I progressed through various stages over my 36 years at Con Edison, Frances's support, guidance, and wise counsel have helped me every single step of the way, and she knows that. Her perspective on our company, the broader utility industry, and all things New York were particularly valuable to me as I transitioned into this CEO role. Today, I still often reflect on her advice and words of wisdom, and I've got her number. Frances has been an active supporter of countless causes throughout New York and the region. Her passion for the arts is particularly notable.
While at Con Edison, when the city was navigating the very depths of the COVID-19 lockdowns, Frances developed Arts Al Fresco, working with partners to move events and performances outdoors in communities across the city so more people could have access to the cultural experiences that we all craved during that period. While Frances has given so much to so many, it's her beloved sister Jerry, her nephew Ken, and her niece Laura, who's with us tonight somewhere, yes, who are the very lights of her life. Since retiring from Con Edison last year, I know Frances remains extremely busy. She continues to serve on the board of one of our subsidiaries, Con Ed Transmission, which moves renewables to load centers, or where the customers are, and has gotten to spend joyful time with her family and friends at the beach in Delaware and in Brooklyn and North Carolina. Frances, you've given so much to our city, and just like Mayor Dinkins, you've embraced even the most difficult challenges with grace, determination, and optimism. You have paved the way for so many, and we are forever grateful for your service and your friendship. I could not be more proud to present this award to you this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Frances Resheske, ABNY's David N. Dinkins Lifetime Achievement Award recipient.
An amazing CEO who I had the honor of working with. Thank you, Tim. And thank you everyone for being here tonight, and especially to my friends from Con Edison. I'm proud to have worked with you in the energy industry on complex issues that are the foundation upon which we better our city. And I also have to say a special thank you to my amazing niece for being with me tonight and for always being a very special part of my life. I've always believed that it is the strength of your convictions, the depth of your compassion, and the nature of your actions that truly defines a person. So many people in this room have dedicated their lives to our great city and the things that define us, the things that make us strong, the things that bring us together, and the things that make this city great. A place for opportunity, a place where the arts are a vital part of the economy and the fabric of our lives, a place where there is a commitment to the environment, and a place where we advance social justice. Today, as Stephen mentioned, an important priority we are working on at ABNY is the affordability of New York City. I truly believe that working together, businesses, the nonprofit community, government, and community leaders, we bring varied perspectives to discussions. Working together with empathy and concern for people, we can drive real solutions. I saw a man on the street this morning, and he had a t-shirt on that said, "New York is a place for everyone." That is the goal, and there's always more to do. I'm committed to continuing our work together around these and other important issues. I am truly touched by this award, and thank you very much.
Tonight is all about the spirit of ABNY and the spirit of New York. And while everyone in this room, I believe, has the spirit of New York and helps make New York the amazing place that it is, there are a couple of folks I just want to acknowledge really quickly. With us tonight, we have Alton Murray, who's the Deputy Commissioner for the Department of Cultural Affairs. We have Phil Banks, Deputy Mayor for Public Safety. We have Council Member Keith Powers. We have Council Member Eric Bochner. We have Council Member Jim Gennaro. We have Councilwoman, Council Member Sylvina Brooks Powers. We have Fred Dixon, who is the CEO and President of now New York City Tourism and Conventions. We have Felix Matos Rodriguez from CUNY, Chancellor of CUNY. As I believe Brooklyn DA Eric Gonzalez was here. If he's not, I haven't seen him in a while, so I don't know, he might have left. But I also just want to give a big shout out to those who have to deal with me on a regular basis, my board of directors. So I just want to give a quick shout out to the board members who are here tonight. So of the ABNY Foundation, obviously we have Stephen Rubenstein and Bill Rudin is here. I want to thank Alan Van Capel, Teresa Gonzalez, Patricia Orntz, President Jennifer Rabb, and from ABNY Inc., our membership organization, I'd like to thank Michelle Adams, who's here. Again, Stephen and Bill and Alan. Of course, Frances. It's been amazing. Jennifer Hensley. Again, Felix Matos Rodriguez, Jeff Stewart, and Samantha Rudin Earls. So thank you all for dealing with us and dealing with me. And I'd like to invite the honorees back on the stage and the presenters for a photo.
New York, in my opinion, and ABNY is about optimism. It's about belief in community, belief in people, belief in our neighbors. We are optimistic through and through, and New York has proven that that optimism is well placed. My dad used to say, I choose to walk on the sunny side of the street. And it was because you gotta choose to be positive, and actually it turned out to be pretty good. ABNY members show up. We take things seriously. We try to do things that are real for the city. We do not leave. We do not go to Florida. We are here. We are committed. And it gives you great faith in the city. And I think our city is worth having faith in. ABNY is a place where our leaders come to talk about what they want to do, where they share their ideas, where they workshop their ideas. I think we need those kind of forums for the future of the city. At ABNY, we have taken on a lot of big projects in our lives. It goes back to our founding. More recently, Melville led our work on the census, and now we're tuning up to really focus on the middle class. We need to make our city more affordable. We need to make it a place that your family can live near where you grew up in this town. I think it's an important thing for us to do, and it's what we'll devote the next few years to.
What ABNY has always been about is about engagement, civic engagement, and getting involved with the spirit of New York, which is full of energy and vitality and life and all the different cultures and the diversity of our city coming together to move our city forward and deal with the problems that we face every single day, but in a positive way, in a constructive way, and bringing people together to come up with innovative solutions and taking that energy and channeling it and making it so that it helps move our city to a level where people want to continue to live here and work here, and tourists want to come here. And that to me, what the spirit of that, it's an energy, it's an ethos of excitement and engagement. The collaborative nature and the collaborative spirit of the members from a whole diverse group of industries and walks of life, and the coming together and coming up with different ideas. And we may be on a totally different spectrum of politics or where we're coming from, but the way that the founders, my father and Lou Rudin and Howard Rubenstein and Jack Rudin and others, brought people together. That to me embodies what ABNY's about. And I carried that on, and now Stephen is carrying that on, and my kids are involved, and it's just reaching out and, instead of fighting, coming together and working through the issues. Well, ABNY is important because it does bring people from diverse backgrounds together. And it's interesting, we were doing a prep for a a rude management town hall, and we've talking about engagement and getting involved in what we've done. And the meeting was in Times Square, and we found this great picture back in the early 70s of my dad and Howard and other founders. And what they were doing was, it was called Operation Clean Sweep, and they were literally rolling up their sleeves and taking brooms and cleaning up the city and cleaning up the sidewalks and helping the sanitation department. And it was an encouragement for building owners and storekeepers to go outside and just make their environment, cleaner and feel safer. And that's, I think, what ABNY is, why it's so important, because we do roll up our sleeves. We ask our members to get engaged, to solve the problems that are very complex and even more complex than they were back in the 70s, although we were near bankruptcy then. But today there's so many other issues, but look how great our city is. And through all the different challenges, whether it's the fiscal crisis or the stock market crashes and 9/11, Sandy, COVID, all these things, most people would, not get off the ground. But what we do is we get off the ground, dust ourselves off, and come back and fight and be even stronger and better. And we're living off of that incredible history of ABNY and playing it forward in a new, more contemporary way, going out into the boroughs and really working with a whole group of people to make sure our city keeps moving forward. Literally rolling up our sleeves and not complain about it, but do something about it and focus on the positives that this city has to offer, and look at the things that are issues, and trying to harness that incredible entrepreneurial spirit that lives in this city, and people wanting to advance their careers or be involved in civic engagement and have our voices heard. You hear so many voices, negative voices, and people expressing themselves, but there needs to be a counterbalance in terms of positive ideas and positive economic developments and job creation and dealing with the social issues that are so important to help focus on. Today, it's about migrants coming to the city. How do we house them? How do we give them opportunities? How do we have them assimilate into our city? We are an open city. Other parts of the country send them away. We have our arms open, but there's a huge task in front of us to, how do we pay for all this? And do we get help from the federal government? Do we get help from the state? What is the city doing? And I think the mayor is really trying to put all that together. So we have to step up and back him and figure out ways to, deal with this important issue. And they will eventually become a very important part of our city. So that makes us unique. And as I said before, other cities and states send them away. We're bringing them here because they're part of that immigrant, energy that, all of us are. We came from someplace else. My great-grandparents came from Russia and Poland. So, and that's what our city's about. So that's what I think ABNY embodies: the spirit of ABNY, the engagement, the civic engagement, the voices that need to be heard above the cacophony of negative things, and help solve those problems that are very critical for the future of our city.
you.